G'day boys. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play Kismet and use all our abilities to the best potential that they can be used at and tell you all the insider tips that most people don't really know. First off, I'm just going to run through the abilities real quick. So for the first one, you have an info ability, which is info is right in front of you. Has quite a big AoE to it, but the only problem is that you have to be facing towards where you want to go. You can't throw it, doesn't go any bigger. It's just right in front of you. But this works really well for smoke grenades. So if they've smoked off in mid or A main and you think that there's someone near the smoke or in it, you pop this out and it gets the whole AoE of the smoke grenade and even more. And this allows you to get the info that someone's in the smoke and capitalize on a free kill because it will ping them as like so. Ready?
I'll track you down.
Easy. And her second is a grenade that deals 100 damage. This shit is crazy, but a lot of people don't really use it correctly. So it has a timer on it. So for example, I'll just throw it in the air right here. It has a timer. It has a certain amount of time. Once you throw it, it'll explode. It doesn't count on if it bounces or whatnot. So you want to time it and line it up perfectly so it lands directly like on your opponent so they have no time to run away or get out of it. Because a lot of people throw it really close to the ground, which allows people just to dash outside of the range. But if you time it, have a good lineup, you can actually get 100 tap as soon as it lands. Like that. Because some people just kind of throw it and it's like this. Ready? Watch this. Instantly lands on them and does damage. Because some people throw it like this here. Throws along across the ground, then it goes around. And you see how much time that gives people to... Wow, that's so loud, sorry. You see how much time it gives people to react to it? So if you throw one towards backside and they see it, they're just gonna go, oh. And it's out. But this allows people to clear back sights and stuff, which I'll show you later on. But that's the bit of a rundown that you need for ability. And her last one is a teleport. This teleport is pretty damn good, I would say, but you don't get to see any enemies in it. So you don't see any enemies, but once in this, like Void, you're immune to damage, but there is a sound at the end of when you come out. So it's quite a recognizable sound for me personally, but sometimes people don't pick up on it if there's a lot of team fights. So if, for example, if a lot of people are shooting, you won't actually hear the teleport pop open. So you can use people spamming grenades and your team flashbanging to your advantage to get into advantageous situations and be like teleport behind players on site or teleport into nice positions where you can catch them off guard when they're rotating. So good teamwork can make her abilities 10 times better. And she also moves a little bit faster. I'll show you from running from this way here, because her movement speed is increased greatly once you are in the teleport. It's not like 200%, but it's like, I would say maybe like 150. And the code to it is to jump and strafe, and you go faster. You go further and faster instead of just doing a normal, just clicking W. As you can see, I started over from over here. So it's not like a crazy distance, but that extra jumping allows you to get into more sneakier spots. So, and it's just clicking space, so you might as well do it, you know what I mean? But that's her abilities. And let's get into the VOD review. If you are new to the game and you're still under level 15, please use my invite friend code so I can get this cool ultimate headgear. Obviously you don't have to if you don't want to, but it will greatly help me because I've always wanted to get this one. And now I'm in a position to potentially get it because of my videos really reaching to a lot of new beginners, new players, as also veteran players as well. But if I can get this headset, that'll be awesome. Also, don't forget to subscribe because I have more content coming in the future and I am passionate about Fragpunk. Okay, in this round here, what I do is I smoke off both choke points in mid so I can sneak up and kind of teleport into a nice little like lurk spot and pivot area, which I can catch rotators off. So here I'm gonna do my intel into the smoke to see if any players are playing close. I get the info, no one's there, I teleport across and get into this little crevice here. My teammate dies towards B and I'm like, okay, so someone's pushed up. I know they're pushed up. So now I'm kind of waiting for that guy to peek back, coming back from short. I hear the chug and I'm like, oh shit, it spots me, and then he gives the comm to them. And I get basically a free kill, I would say, because of the comm coming from the nitro saying, oh, there's one bottom left side mid. So the short player was bound to peek eventually, and I had my teammates covering the A short peaked up here. So I put myself in a nice little position to get a 1v1. Obviously, if they double peek short, it would have been very bad for me. But he peeked 1v1 off the info and I got a nice kill off it. And this helps us secure the round here because this takes full mid control off him. So we're like, all right, let's just plant the bomb. And then I use my info towards A because I was like, yo, plant the bomb. Get the info that no one's close. So you can get that free plant secured, nice and safe. I throw a nade there. I really shouldn't have used a nade there. I should have saved it for post plant, but that was just a bit of a whiff. In hindsight, don't use that. Don't save your ability. And now we just kind of wait and play post plant. I'll speed up for you because we do end up winning. We just sit here behind here. Other guy flanks top mid. Get a team kill, then I get the last one. Just like that. We're holding secure mid because of my early presence towards mid and be able to take that bridge control. Because sometimes this map is very one-sided if they just continually hold bridge all the time, because that allows the fast rotates through mid to help B short and A short. So it really locks down mid here. So allowing to put that early game pressure with my info and then teleporting in the corner to isolate the 1v1 really does help. So in this round, I'm trying to fight towards B short and take that control. So using my abilities to kind of force him out into this position here. He runs out and closes the door. I clear my info and I instantly nade towards the switch because I know he's there. He just dash and close the door. So he's either going to be there or he's going to fall back. Me putting there to make him fall back and then I'll open the door. So now I kind of open that choke point once again because it was closed. Either you can spray this or nade this down, but I prefer just to open it because it's a lot easier. And then obviously when you open the door, you don't want to be standing in the middle because as you can see, 1, 2, and now this guy as well would be peeking that and I'll be instantly rimmed, okay? So once you open the door, make sure you try to take a one angle fight. For example, I'm going all the way back here, so I'm going to have to be exposed to one little angle, which is these boxes right here. And then we nade spam with my teammate because we still know that there's a Corona around here and he went to the left. That's why I'm not worried about these boxes here. Even though that teammate could have snuck up or gone there and I would have been instantly binned. But luckily, it was only one guy to the left and the other guy holding corridor. So we kind of have just this battle of nades back and forth here, which is just not crazy. Everyone's both trying to take this control here, but no one's being too fucking crazy just to run in and go crazy because obviously he's going to get melted by the abilities. I'll fast forward it a little bit here. So in this instance, I've just been holding this and they've been holding the same. So I know exactly what the Corona is. He's going to be on the left side and someone else is going to be holding down this corridor here, which is true, which they still are. My teammate gets the kill onto one of them. So I'm like, okay, there might be one more there. But then I get the info that the pathogen is fighting the other pathogen because you can see the minimap pings when people get spotted. So I'm like, all right, here's my chance. I'm going to spray through the smoke. I get the kill onto him and I'm like, all right, cool. Corona's still alive and I saw him at the start of the round closing the door. So I know he's still there. Use my info ability and that forces him out to face me in a 1v1 and I win that battle because otherwise he'll be scanned and then it'll make it a lot more easier for me to fight him because I know where he will be moving to. So I can just pre-fire and peek because of the info lasts maybe like 1.5 seconds. That allows you to get enough time just to peek and pre-fire, which can be really annoying sometimes because all you can do is just spray and pray before they peek to fight. And then I'm like, okay, so I got that kill there, I got that kill there, and I'm like, okay, so one's going to be rotating from A because we have no mid control up here, as you can see. So my best bet is just to teleport through onto B side.
Reveal my true form.
Which I do, I'm on site with my teammate, and I'm like, okay, so let me go watch short. And as I knew, I get another kill because that Nitro's kind of not expecting me there because he's expecting me to be still in towards B short because that's where I was last seen fighting Corona. So he's kind of torn between two spots. He needs to watch B short and he needs to watch side because my team is push side, but I'm also technically supposed to be B short. But because I TP'd in, he doesn't know because he didn't hear my sound cues. So that's just another way to utilize your ability to confuse the enemy and get behind them. And just like that, I got 3 kills. Well, actually 2 kills off the usage of my abilities and 1 just because of knowledge from my teammates showing that he's fighting short and me just shooting him through the smoke. See, using your abilities matters, boys. Remember. But don't be shy not to use your abilities. See that at the start of the round, I used my ability, I used my scan and both my nades to clear him out from close left because I was kind of scared that he's got a shotgun. He's just going to rim me, you know what I mean? But don't be scared just to use your abilities because at the end of the day, you've only got 6 abilities, so you might as well use them before you die. But don't just willy-nilly use them all the time. Like in hindsight, I only should have used 1 nade and used my nade pistols instead to clear close and deal early damage. Because if I hit a nade, it would have been crazy because I would have hit 100 damage on him, which would have made him very low, which would have made him have to fall off and get healed by pathogen. But because he only took about 20 nade damage, it was fine just to stay on the bridge side. In this situation, I'm taking B short control with my abilities because B short is a very detrimental part of the map. And you should always be trying to defend this on defense side. Letting attackers have this is run rampant. As you see, I did an early quick nade. I got the info that he was there. And then I tried to capitalize on getting a free kill due to my info and them not kind of expecting me to just push the door like that. But sadly, it doesn't really pay off. We just trade damage to each other, but we both end up getting healed by our pathogens anyway. So they know I've kind of moved into the bridge side because they will peek me in a second here. And I'm kind of like, oh, I'm not in a very good position right here. And then I'll end up TPing away to kind of reposition and then refight with my team. As you can see. And then the Corona just jumps into my team. I'm like, what the fuck? And I get rinsed. But the reposition is good because they're expecting me to be there, but I'm not. And then I was going to fight towards B short, but then my chum was just like, yo, peace out. But then again, that's another way to use your teleport. Repositioning, so your enemy team has to kind of guess where you are. Because if they're, for example, swinging bridge and I'm in that little spot right there, I can peek out and get a kill with their backs turned. So thinking it like kind of like that, if they're all going to focus on one side of the map, make sure to kind of reposition once all the noise comes out. Obviously, you don't want to reposition right next to them because they're going to hear you with the audio cues that Kismet makes. But obviously, how far I was away from them, they don't really hear it. And then again, I'll show it again. I'm going to be taking B short control using my abilities. You always have to dash to get to this door before them, by the way. I do my early info here. I get no pings. And I'm like, oh shit, they're doing a fast mid push. I'm going to go help my team out here. So you can hear their footsteps in the mid. I try to get a nice little nade. As you can see, that distance that I threw it at was gonna, when it lands, that's when it hits the 100 damage, not the one that like lands and rolls a little bit, then explodes. Because as I said earlier, when the trajectory, so it has like a certain amount of time. I don't know the exact seconds with it, but you kind of just get the hang of it by throwing it quite a lot. So once it gets to a certain point, it will land then explode. That's what I try to do into the mid, at the mid box here, where this Dex is, but obviously I didn't really get the lineup right, so I don't think I did any damage. But if I did get that at the nice spot, I would have got a nice 100 damage. And once you get ticked 100 damage with one of those nades, like you're low-key out of the round. Like if you come to any 1v1s, 50 HP versus 150 HP, you're losing that unless the other person whiffs really bad. And I run back. Pick up a new nade, they close the door, and I go play towards the bridge side. Still trying to help them pressure towards A mid. And then I get that Sonar pulse and I'm like, what the fuck? Get that info when he's opening the door. He runs away from it and then I kind of push up because I'm like, alright, he's run away. I've heard the footsteps. This allows me to get another kill because of my ability usage. And then I'm expecting people to be pushing up short on bridge, and they do, and that capitalizes another kill because of my awareness. Because one, my team on A short has completely fallen back. So when I take that fight towards B short, don't, like when you run back, don't look towards other spots. Like look where the enemy is going to be coming from. So in this instance, I knew there might be one bridge. There may have not been one bridge, but if I didn't look bridge, I would have died. So that awareness of my team pulling back from A short and not fighting towards mid, make sure, oh, sorry, because they fell back from A mid, that there is a potential enemy in bridge or bottom mid. So me clearing that angle is basically the game sense of being aware of all shit's going on the map. Kind of said that really badly. I'm just going to say it again because that was just terrible explanation. I took the B short control because I knew there was only one there with my info plus the sound cues. So I'm like, okay, I took that fight and then I run back, close the door behind me so I can't get third party if there is another person there. And then I aim towards bridge because if you look at the mini map, my team fell back A short and kind of withdrew from fighting towards mid. So when I come back from the B short fight, I want to make sure that I am looking towards bridge, because if I'm not, and I'm just running back to B side to help my team because there's another one B main, I'm just going to get killed and they're just going to split B and probably win the round because of it. But because I know by looking at my mini map that they've fallen off mid, I should be pre-aiming that angle straight away, just like I did. So you want to always be keeping tabs on the map and what your team players are doing. Sometimes they won't comm, and in a lot of cases they will not comm. So you have to be very vigilant and always be looking at your mini map. And because of that, I get a free, well, I wouldn't say a free kill, but I isolate another 1v1 and I don't die just because I'm very unaware. In this instance, I just stay towards B short here. This is a nice little dirty angle if you don't know, sitting behind the switchboard for a bridge, because what's happened here, one of my teammates has died on A, but there was one B main like 30 seconds ago, and I was just like, I'm just gonna sit here and wait, because one, they can walk up B main, and if they go to try and clear B short, I got this beautiful angle on them, and if they come up bridge, I can see them right under here, their legs to the left. So I'm kind of in a nice little position here, and I'm still aware that there is someone towards bridge. He opens that up, and now I know. I chuck a pre-nade, see if he's pushing in close. That stops him from pushing. Now I can take a long-range fight, and that helps me capitalize on the kill, because that was Corona was bound to just dash in and flash me, but I made him push him off. And there's me just fucking look like I'm fucking cheating, and we just end up winning on time because I don't have enough time to plant. But that looked sus as shit though. That I just fucking that Loki looked fucking sus, but I'm not cheating, boys. I'm just good. I don't know why I flicked there. I don't know. Didn't have a penetrating card or anything, so... But still, that was quite funny. There's always an intention behind my ability usage. So when I'm taking B short control, I'm getting that info, or I'm nading close to try and chunk them, do damage. I'm using my nade down bridge to stop that guy from pushing because he just turned the switch on. So I know he's going to be trying to get onto the bridge. If that hit, that's a minus 100, you know? So don't just aimlessly, like I said, don't aimlessly use your abilities, but always just try to use them. It's really like 50-50 terms what I'm kind of telling you right here. But you want to use your abilities because those abilities can win and give you info to win more rounds and win more duels if you don't use them. Because you have 6 abilities. If you die with 6 abilities in your kit, like you're not using your util, and you need to use your util because that helps capitalize on more kills. So remember that. Use your abilities, but use them somewhat wisely, all right? So take note, this is what I love to do, is I pre-nade towards mid to stop any mid aggression and get that early nade damage. In this round, you see I didn't get any, but this stops them from pushing close towards the statue because you want to be able to get the statue every single round. And the reason why you want to get the statue every single round is to move these bomb sites here. So on B bomb site where the pathogen is, that wall will move all the way around to B site right here and blocks off that kind of choke point. So it only leaves one choke point per site. So here it moves the A bomb site all the way around to here, leaving to only one choke point to focus on. But if you push without getting to the statue and changing the bomb sites, you're faced with 2 choke points and 2 line of sights that you have to be carefully worried about. And people can absolutely milk you through both if you're not like really well equipped with smoke grenades and info abilities to push them off those little chokes right there. Because if you come in, you're stuck here, you only have to fight one angle. But if you come through B main, you're going to be stuck fighting 2 angles just to get the bomb down. So always fight towards mid when you're on attacker side to get this statue and move the bomb site. I use my close early info because I was ready for the aggressors. And as you can see, this guy, he wanted the smoke. And that, because he was so aggressive, I end up getting that frag on him, which is quite good. Obviously, my info didn't really push him away or off any angle, but this gave me the info that there's no one else close mid, and there's only that that Axon pushing aggressively. I used my teleport out because I was like, I'm getting fucking nades stacked from top mid by the Corona, and I'm just gonna wait for the donk. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to do this. So I pre-nade and I nade to get away because of his of the flame shotgun, the dragon's breath, because that deals so much damage. So I was like, I'm not taking that fight, no thank you. And I fall back and we get the heals. So here I'm doing my favorite thing like I always like to do on this map, and that's just pre-nade the fuck out of mid, because that early damage can help greatly. And all you have to do is just spam it in 2 little locations, which is nice and easy. Oh. How much damage does that do? Ooh, 60 damage. And I followed up with a nade to see if I can finish him off, but I miss because I got fat fingers. And then what's going on here in the kill feed up here, I'm seeing that my team is fighting quite towards A heavy, and I'm like, oh, should I go and help them? Should I rotate? But then I kind of like realize, I'm like, oh, they've got 2 players, it should be fine. And one of my teammates die on B, so I'm kind of stuck in a hard decision here to be like, I have to push mid. I have to go find some info because 1, they're fighting towards A and B. But game sense comes into play here because my teammate died from Dex. That's probably his clone. So if Dex gets shot, he's going to probably teleport back to spawn. So for this instance, I'm like, I'm going to go push aggressive and find out if they're going to rotate towards A or B. which is what I do. I go push towards mid, and then my teammate Pathogen gets that kill onto Dex, and I hear him teleport because there's quite a big audio sound cue when Dex gets teleported, so I know he's down here somewhere. But this is not going to stop me from getting a push. And there he is. I get 1 kill, and I hear the other player rotating. Lets me get another kill. Sadly, I don't get the third, but getting those 2 kills turns it into a 2v1 for my team. So that was quite detrimental to try and get that info, as well as that play, because that play won us the game. It was quite detrimental to push and get that info, because if we didn't get that info, we're just stuck going a 50-50 site and then leaving mid open. So going for that info late game, can you win rounds, but it can also make you lose rounds, because if you lose that fight, if I lost that fight against Dex, that would have basically helped them secure the round, because it would have turned into a 2v3 and they know mid's completely clear now because I pushed mid. So just be careful on what you do and what you don't do, but if you are kind of down and you don't know what's going on because they're split pushing site, just try and be a little bit aggressive and poke for that info. Yet again, I'm doing the exact same thing because it does great early nade damage and also stop aggressive mid pushes. See what Ken just did there? Apart from nearly losing the fight, he pulled the fucking mid statue to move the bomb sites. Like I said earlier, this is what you always want to be doing when you're attacking on this map. Oh, he got away so low, dude. Look at that. Can't see it, sorry. Woo, so low, dude. 26 HP. I try to line it up, so nice to get a little bounce. As you can see, when it dropped, it bounced once on the top and then exploded straight away. But that gives it a bit too much time. So if someone's sitting under the statue, they probably won't have the time to react. But if they see it coming over, they might have time to react. So if I did like a little bit further on, that would have given less time to react on that nade. And here, I'm the only one on site here, so I kind of have to go aggressive here to get damage and deal. And I get my info ability to try and push towards main. And now I know there's at least 1 towards here, or maybe even 2. Don't push this a bit too aggressive. I get that kill, now it's a 1v2. And we lose because of my teammates not fighting the 1v2. But then again, you see how the use of my abilities, I throw the fucking nade over, and then I go for the info play, and because they're not aware of the nitro wall, I can go up there and get a free kill off it. But in that instance as well, even without that nitro wall, you can use your info ability through the wall because it's such a tight space. You'll be able to get the whole AoE of the bomb site, giving that information, which allow you to nade or even pistol nade. So you see how I'm playing very passive towards mid here. Usually I would like to go quite aggressive with Kismet and go up towards this wall and then use my info ability, because that info ability gets the hole close towards mid. Also, you can hear the sound cue of them switching the statue, so you know that there's one there. But doing mid solo, it can be quite tedious, so usually you want to have 2 top mid at the start of the round to kind of do that play. I do have my Sonar coming to assist me mid though, but doing it early on by yourself could lead to an isolation of you getting fucking 1v2 or 1v3, and that turn it into a 4v5 for the enemy team, which you definitely don't want. So I get the info from them pushing heavy A, so I just run in, try to get some refrags, get 1 down. I'm like, oh look, gonna pre-nade here. My teammate moves the statue, and I get the planner with that nade. And I follow up with a triple right there. My teammate... Oh, not my teammate. Yeah, it was my teammate. Sorry, my teammate went into mid and redid the bomb site. This is very good to do this because this actually can move the bomb out. So once the bomb is planted, it actually can move the bomb away from their choke point, which they can't actually see, which is quite funny. It's happened a couple of times. So if they have moved the statue, you can move it during your retake process as well, which can make it more advantageous for the defender's side to retake. And then I use my info ability because I heard him push in. I don't end up getting the kill because I'm low, but it has that exposed, so they know that where he is and where he's fake planning. And then again, the great use of my abilities. They're planning, so I bounce a nade off the wall. I get a kill because of it, and then I also follow up with another kill, turning it into a fucking 2v2 for my team. So here we're just kind of battling towards the A site here, trying to get some picks, and they're also playing quite aggressive towards this choke point to not let us push the site. I see that the pathogen has pushed up, because I heard the foot audio and him shooting. So I've decided to bang my nade off, which will land towards like the corner of the wall here, and then peek off that to try and capitalize on a kill, because it's similar to a nade. It does bounce. It doesn't have the exact same physics as a grenade, I believe, but it still can quite bounce off objects and, you know, hit into nice little crevices and corners on the map. As you see, I peek with it and it deals 100 damage. So now he is on, what is that, like, I don't know, 23 HP? Yeah, 23 HP. Because of that nade hit. Obviously, I should have hit one more bullet and he would have been dead. And that's a nice little pick because of him playing aggressive and getting punished for it because of my nade. So don't be one-dimensional. Don't just be like, boom. Don't be pinging them into sight. Make sure that you kind of have a use behind the nade. And I teleporting, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm bowling. I know the one's gonna be right here and he's gonna be low. And he can hear my teleport. He's like, oh shit, he's teleporting. And that makes him look behind it. So it was kind of like a 50-50 chance. I was gonna be behind him or I was gonna be next to his left. So because of my teleport, that kind of confused him as well, because he was ready for the teleport behind him. But because I teleported close to left on sight, he wasn't ready for it. Plus I knew he was already low because of my damage. So I kind of risked that fight, because if he was to see me teleport, I have to pull my gun out again, which allows people just to roll you straight away. So you kind of want to be just a little bit behind cover if possible, or somewhere that allows you to pull your gun out and take that 1v1 both with your guns out. Because if you teleport behind someone and they're waiting for you, you still have to pull out your gun after the teleport, and that is going to absolutely rinse you. So be mindful of that. With Kismet's nade and like utility usage, you end up doing a lot of damage. As you can see, I got 36% of the damage share for my team due to the usage of my abilities. This works well in most games, as you can see here as well. 24.9% as well. Crazy stuff. Here's me just showing off my skin. I know, bit of a flexer. But here I'm going to show you how to be a bit more aggressive on the attacking side with Kismet here. So for this example here, where the barrier is for the defense players can pre-nade and push up close towards market here, as well as back street. So for this, I'm like expecting that, so I'm going to TP through. This allows me to get all this free info here, but it doesn't really matter because my team is already pushed up. I then use this info through the wall to see if I can get any people from pushing from behind, because I heard the audio cues. Chuck a pre-nade towards nade stairs. And this pushes the defensive Kismet off this line here because of that pre-nade. So you see that would have bounced. When I threw it, it would have bounced and he would have been seen. He would have seen it, so he would have moved out of the way. But if I threw it a little bit higher, it wouldn't have bounced. It would have just landed, then it completely exploded like I've told you before. Now in this round, we try to take towards mid control here, but listen to the audio. Kismet audio going invisible. Boom, and then you hear her come out. So that audio cue is what people are going to hear when you use her ability. You see how obvious it was when she came out of invisible, because not much noise was happening. No one was spraying, no one was spam nading. So I instantly knew that they were flanking. And this leads me to getting a free kill. And then I use my info because I got the audio from the decks running, and I'm like, I'm going to put this, and then this forces him to push. That forces him to push, and then I kill his clone. Yet again, intentions behind using the ability. Even is just to isolate 1v1s, just use your abilities. Don't be very passive with them. If you're gonna get a kill off it, or you're gonna get some great info needed, just use them. In this instant here, I'm gonna go fast B control here. Just watch how you always wanna dash before the basher, and then I go invisible here, because people from defense side can come downstairs and hold this line with an angle. So I teleport across, they can't hold that angle. But then again, my audio cue can be give away where my position is. Then I just go for the and I go for the peek, and I go, all right, sweet, no one's here. So therefore, I've got all of B main control just because of using my abilities and kind of ignoring that AWP angle. Because a lot of people love to sniper in this game. And this ability kind of lets you bypass them. And then after securing a kill, I go, all right, I feel like there's one still towards mid here. Even though there is no one towards mid here, I just got a feeling there is, so I teleport in towards mid. So if someone is watching these doors, I teleport completely past their vision. Then I kind of just sit here and just try and slowly take control of them. And here's another example for using your nades. Here, I can see that there is a Dex fighting my team towards A because I've got that mini map knowledge from my teammates. So I go and throw a nade towards the door to try and, you know, get that kill or push him off that door angle. It lands basically on him, but I just secure the kill by headshotting him anyway. But that was a pretty damn good nade. And you can see where you throw your ability on the mini-map. So it's exactly the same as the nade lineups. You can use your map to kind of identify of where you're going to throw it and where it's going to land. So I'm not going to leave you empty-handed. I'm going to show you how to line it up. As you can see in the mini-map above me, you can see the white dot. And you can see how it moves back. I'm gonna put it like this here. You can see how it moves back and back forward. So the way I kind of try and track and how I want to implement my thing is that I kind of see when it gets to like a little maximum point at the top there, that is the maximum range of where you want to kind of throw it. So it's kind of like a long range utility if you want it to land and then it instantly explode. So here's an example I'll show you. It doesn't go any further than that. So I'm going to show you the throw. And then it will land as soon as it lands. See? It explodes as soon as it lands. That's the kind of ones that you want to be doing. Obviously, you don't want it can't be perfect every single time. But I'll show you here on B site here. You think someone's holding this little angle right here. And you're going to be pushing up. So you want to kind of clear that angle off. Kind of line up nice and there. And then it will land and explode as soon as it lands. Like that. That is the perfect Kismet nade. In my opinion, of course, but stuff like that is really easy to line up on basically every single map. So here's a good one that I like to use for post plant. So if the bomb is just planted right there, you can come behind this wall here and actually just throw freebies over the wall. Fantastic. And that stops it from defusing. Defuse is 8 seconds, by the way. So you have 2 of these left at the end of the round. You can just go, yep, line up on the mini-map, throw it, and then wait a little bit, wait for them to tap it again, and then throw your next one again. Because there is no half spike defuse like Valorant. It's full 8 seconds defuse without interruption. So this allows you to be very versatile with a kit and really utilize long-range nades. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope my explanation was very clear and concise so that you can use my tips and my advice to implement into your game and make you even better at Kismet. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to put them down below. I'll try and answer all of them if I can. And what champion or agent would you like to see me do next? I'm currently cooking up a pathogen one, but as you saw, the queue time was a bit dangerous. So I want to always be doing my guides through ranked, because the ranked kind of gives the best experience to teach you guys how to play those agents. Either way, I'll see you guys in the next one, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your week or weekend. Mwah.